Okay, this is what I've built out the Hougoumont set from Suissa for Waterloo campaign. It's originally designed. So you get quite a lot of buildings. I mean, I think it retails at 179 or something like that, which got a 25% discount, and I ordered a couple of extra buildings. So get it a bit cheaper for my mate Gaz, what I'm doing the table for. So there's a church. You've seen what buildings is, but you get a lot of money. I mean, if you used to buy that without a discount, you get £179 it costs you for all those key buildings, which is a fair few for a table. You want just a bit to go on your table. But I've not stuck the roof together and I've not glued anything together yet because I'm just seeing the footprint that the buildings have got and the walls. As you can see, there's still like where's the building you can easily see it on? There you go. There's like the sort of gates and stuff, and that's like a well shed. And there's like wall sections, which are these to build still. But I've super glued these in, so let's give my nose a bit of a break. I've just tacked it with super glue to get it in position so I can build quickly. And then what I'll do is I've not glued a few in because I'm considering what I'm going to do to the insides, if anything, yet. Like this depending on what Gaz wants. But then I'll PVA over them. Now they're sort of in place. There's a watery PVA, not too watery, just to sort of get all the joints that I didn't get with the super glue. But that's like the gates. I mean, I've done the door out on that one. I'm deciding what to do with the other doors because you can pop them. But as you can see, they are just empty boxes. There's no interior work on them. I don't think that was ever considered to be used for an interior because those for Napoleonic, and you don't really. It's usually rank and file. Do you know what I mean? But I think I was saying to a friend the other night, I would think it would have been nice if they'd took it into consideration that people might actually buy these for other games. Do you know what I mean? To use like World War II stuff. But I think with the ethos with Suicide, it's kind of like a very basic laser cut build. But there are some nice. I mean, there's points that I like and there's points that I don't. I mean, that is probably one of my favourite building, one of the barns. And this is quite nice when it's stuck together. That was probably a little bit fiddly, but you can see in the insides. I mean, if you can get troops in, if that's what you're after. But there's also room for customising. I mean, that's the stables. You could easily upgrade the stables. And it's like with the roofs. I think even on a Waterloo battleground, the soldiers would have had fire points knocked out the tiled roofs. So that is one criticism I have with it, like, which is if you want to do it yourself, you've kind of got to go in and cut them out and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Because if I was a soldier at Waterloo, I'd be knocking tiles out of the roof for the firing hole. If I was in a defensive structure, do you know what I mean? But the other thing I don't really like with them, is my main bugbear with these, is the lugs in the roof. They're the first thing you see, your eyes just drawn to them. I mean, it might change when I'm painted, a bit like. But I was considering doing battle damage to the roofs, but I'm talking to Gary first of all, because it would take me a long time. And the idea is to keep the cost of the project down, to just get a functioning 6x4 bolt action table for him. So this is why I went with these. It's the quickest way to get volume of buildings, I think. And scratch building them all yourself. Like I said, I mean, it would have been nice if there was a little floor in there. I mean, you do get a lot of scrap wood that I'll probably throw a little bit in some of them, depending on what Gaz wants. If he wants him to do or not, like. But I mean, I would have rated the product. I'd say it's no frills kind of terrain. Does what it says on the tin. Do you know what I mean? But if you want to detail, as you can see, it's all etched in. Like, I was going to add texture to these, and I was hoping there was a bit of relief for me to work to. But you have literally got to. If I wanted to upgrade them, like, I'd literally have to build frames and stuff onto them, I'll be very, very careful when I'm texturing them, as not to like go over the detail, because the detail's not like 3D'd on kind of thing. It's not layered on, it's carved in. But don't get me wrong, the scaling's nice on them. I think once you actually get the first buildings together, it's a little bit smaller than I'd make stuff by hand myself. I think I have a natural tendency to make terrain a little bit bigger, but that's in this way you do get a lot of buildings on the table. But anyway, that's the Hougoumont set. I mean, that's the floor plan. Look, you build. And the instructions are fairly reasonable to follow. I mean, I've never built laser cutting. It wasn't too hard to follow, like. And this is, I think, the worst bit about it was I used super glue to speed the process up. So I'm a bit sniffly today. But I'd say all in all it's a good budget, I suppose. No frills set of terrain, if you know what I mean. If you don't want to build and scratch build everything yourself, it just creates a nice footprint on the table for the buildings. But as a detail freak and an absolute terrain fascist, like, I would really, really heavily customise this myself if I was going to use it. Do you know what I mean? But as I say, to get buildings on the table of a reasonable level, this isn't too bad. And that's the most I'd say about it. But if you want high detailed stuff, I think you've got to go for resin all the time, or a composite. But there you go. As I said, main gripe, but it'd be nice to have had a more skirmish element to it, so you can put your skirmish troops in. Because Sharpie'd have got in there, man, with the boys. Do you know what I mean? Even in the Napoleonics, knocking the roof tiles off with Pat. But anyway, there you go. Bench update on Hougoumont.